Now I realize why players are so attached to the meta. It's because everything outside of it is completely poorly developed, unfunny, and uninteresting. Hell fucking yeah! I like good of meta, yeah, but there is not much of good of meta setups that are interesting to play. PvP in this game is absolutely fantastic on the fundamental level, in the meaning that not in Elden Ring, but okay, differently. PvP in the Souls games overall, yeah, is very interesting. It is very unique. That being said, way more setups supposed to be on the level of the current meta, like stuff like PSGS, stuff like freaking Great Spears, yeah, stuff like PS Spears, although these actually are kind of unhealthy for the game, yeah? But it's for a completely different reason than most people think. Like, these fucking junky freaking sticks, they have very blended animation, which is not the greatest thing to have in the game. It's essentially, the frame data-wise, PSS, like the power stance spears, are actually fine, but the way how the animation plays makes them very hard to spot the attack, yeah? Like, the attack is not telegraphed. Oh, this is what I want to say. But yeah, PSGS, for example, is quite interesting, like a type of junk. It's to play PSGS optimally, you need to wave dash. To wave dash correctly, you need to have timings and so on. And because of that, the skill ceiling of the game is actually increasing, despite the setup on its own being overtuned. That being said, even if they are going to nerf PSGS to the ground, when it comes to its actually a raw damage, as long as they are not going to change the frame data of the weapon, people are still going to play it, especially in duels. GG's. But yeah, back to the topic. Vast majority of weapons have really fucking dogshit moveset, firstly and for the most, yeah? There is a lot of weapons like this one, for example, yeah, the Stormhawk Axe. It is literally useless if you want to use it as a regular weapon because of its length. This moveset is quite fucking bad when it comes to its speed. It's supposed to be few frames faster if you want it to be viable, but just because of its range, it just cannot compete. It is not fun too, because you are just not reaching anyone. There is nothing interesting about this weapon. You just fucking, you hit your opponent with these fucking R1s. Or more you are missing. Meanwhile, weapons that are not even a super great ultra fucking meta of the metas, but still are meta. For example, the freaking sword spear, yeah? This attack into this attack is actually a true combo. This is anti-air. This thingy, the running attacks, not only are very good roll catchers, they also have a tech that allows you to constantly pressure someone with the running attacks, which force players to play footsie in kind of different game than normally. Instead of rolling backwards, they have to roll on the sides. Essentially, you are doing the running attack, and if you are going to the side, as you can see, you're essentially ending up doing very repetitive fast running attacks, yeah? Way more weapons supposed to work like that. I don't know, let's go with the HTS, yeah? Another weapon that is fucking meta. It's after even fucking nerfs, it still remains a strong contender of the meta. Why? Because you can utilize it with the bunny hops for the sake of to hit people in the air. This attack covers 180 degrees essentially, because it has 4 frames of the active attack, which allows you, yeah, to pretty much do 180 in the air on the no-lock. You are covering all the fucking side. It's amazing. It's so cool. It's so fun. The jump R2 is viable. Jump R1 is viable. The running R2 is viable. The freaking regular R1s are viable. You can mix up regular R1s with the R2 for the sake of to force your opponent to panic roll. These things are great. They are so fucking fun, yeah? And then, yeah, and then you have daggers. I bash. Oh, I missed everything too. because they are so fucking short. Like 200. Oh, look, I have actually like an attack that is basically as fast as the axes. Actually, a good thing these attacks have something in common, because neither of them hit the opponents. Because this one is too short and axes are also too short. Daggers are okay on the offhand though. So like daggers are actually partially like something that can support meta, because they are quite good as the offhand weapon with, for example, halberds. Not this one, but when you are using the Banished Knight halberd that has like a thrust attack on the R1s, then R1 into L1 is actually a true combo. So like, you know, it's actually a pretty cool thing. I fucking hate it, like how off meta in this game is not only fucking inferior to meta weapons, it's also boring. It's also like, it's like uninnovative in the meaning that, for example, in Dark Souls 2, you could play off meta and have a lot of fun out of, for example, running a humongous chicken leg. You know, like, and spin, like, with fucking hyper speed, and then, like, one-shot someone with that fucking spin, if you're gonna manage to actually make the setup to connect, like the actual attack. It's the front flip on the Majestic sword from Dark Souls 2, or like in Dark Souls 1, you had the Artorias sword. It was all fucking fun. Essentially, 1.09 focused a lot on kind of increasing the raw power of the off-meta tools, but ultimately, these tools are still, you know, like, fundamentally not that great. Like, a great swords, for example, have very bad time playing on the high latency. And the reason for that is because they don't have enough damage to compete in trades. So, like, this game has, like, sometimes problems not related even to the moveset, but just to the fact, like, they are too fucking weak. And that's very unfortunate. One bike versus one bike. That's the gaming. Nice. I thought he is going to reach with the attack faster. Bonk. Like, the game mechanics of Elden Ring are fucking great though. Like, we have the jumps, we have the crouch, and out of these two new, like, implementations to the foundations of the game, like, you have shit tons of additional tech that is actually working, yeah? You have, like, a block bunny hops, like these ones, that are just, like, a kind of, like, a quite simple, yeah? But you also have, like, a harder iteration that is useful in different type of the situations, which is, like, a bunny hops without block. And, like, yeah, it's just in case, so someone can understand. If you are jumping, like, you are starting doing the baby jumps, yeah? But if you are going to time the release of the sprint in the correct intervals, you ending up, like, never losing the momentum. So you are basically doing the bunny hops like that, yeah? And with the block, you actually can do them, like, easier. And this is, like, one of the things that jumping basically allows. The other thing is, for example, like, you know, the wave dashing, which allows to blend the attacks, which makes particular attacks way harder to react. And it is actually cool, it is fine, yeah? By doing so, you actually have to approach your opponent, which, well, you're essentially risking getting hit in your head, yeah? It's cool, it's fine. But yeah, but the weapons on its own, like the non-meta setups, like, if, for example, it would be Dark Souls 4, and we would have, like, the basic Dark Souls mechanics in this game. Oh man, like, this game really wouldn't be fun. The game would be very, very far from fun. It would be terrible experience, I fucking can tell you. Fuck you.